Oh, hi there. Today I'm going to revisit an old idea and bring up the topic of gator bait. I made a video before, but I don't feel as though I did it justice by explaining myself properly. Now, the video is called Gator Bait, and it's basically about how white slave owners would occasionally feed black babies to alligators to lure them in and capture them for wallets and for their meat and for other reasons. It was a barbaric process, and it's really shameful that it ever happened, but it did happen, and some people should know because it's not well known. The only source I have on YouTube about it is from a man named Jay Ragsdale. He has a video, and I'm basically reiterating what he said, which is that he used to collect little items and things like that, like pencil sharpeners with little black pencils of babies in it, signifying black children, and that he went to a store in Florida to buy some shackles, and the man wouldn't sell it to him, but he told him a story about gator bait, and that's how he learned of it. Because before, he just thought it was just a myth, and you can't really be blamed for thinking that because there's so little evidence for it. There's so little people talking about it, and for good reason. It's a dark period of history, but people should know. You never quite know if maybe some black people will take some really deep offense to this and will want revenge of some sort. That's remained to be seen, if it hasn't happened already. Let's get that one thing straight. I've never even been to Florida or anywhere near there. So I would not take responsibility for what people did maybe 60, 80, 100 years ago. That's not my deal. But I could see why the personal offense would still be there after all this time. Hopefully things can be resolved peacefully. But with the conflict with the blacks and the whites and the United States, it may never be a peaceful situation. I mean, I tip my hat off to people who can look past all the badness of the world and just look at people as people. But I could see why certain events in history could really offend people and influence their decisions in the future. Now, I'm very interested in this subject. There's very little information on it, and you can't entirely trust the internet, but I do believe this story. I believe that it did happen, at least on a number of occasions. Maybe not widespread, maybe not very often, but it most certainly happened. And it's just one of these myths that just doesn't go away. It's an urban legend that just doesn't go away. And a lot of urban legends have been proven true. And I believe Jay Ragsdale knew what he was talking about. He took a very responsible position on it. He made his video a number of years ago. I don't even know if he's still alive or not. But I think it was really respectable, and given how offensive a situation that was, I think he handled himself quite well. Now, I don't, as I've said in another video, I don't like interracial couples and things like that, and I do believe in white supremacy, but that's completely different from white slave owners 100 years ago feeding black babies to alligators to lure them in to make wallets and stuff like that out of them. Those are two completely different things. I do not condone that at all. That's despicable and repulsive. And unnecessary too. I mean, even a chicken would have sufficed. But no, they had a core evil to them. An unnecessary barbarity to them. And it can't be excused, it can't be forgotten, and it most certainly should be understood. Now, yeah, I do wish I had more information on this. I've read up on some articles on the internet, but there's not a lot to it, and a lot of them lead to that stupid movie that was made in the 70s called Gator Bait, which has nothing to do with the situation at all. It's about some woman Amazon getting revenge on some hunters or something like that. I didn't watch it. I'm not going to waste my time watching that. But it is a movie with the name called Gator Bait. So it should have been a bit more to the point and on topic. But no, Hollywood wanted to distract people and come up with a stupid Dukes of Hazzard type movie. And that's what they ended up with. And the thing is, people don't need the truth shoved in their face. They don't need to be constantly offended by things that have happened in the past that are truths and have to live with those horrible facts for all their lives. But I think if someone's interested to know these sort of things, they should be able to. And if they want to look it up on the internet or wherever, then they should be free to do that. I mean, they shouldn't be allowed to act out on their emotions, obviously, because it wouldn't be appropriate. It wouldn't fit the timeline that we live in. But it's one of those things you can't forget. There are some sins in history that should never be forgiven, always remembered, and may it never happen again. Anyway, I figure I've said enough already, given the information I have and how little I do actually have. But if you like the video and you wish to subscribe, you're more than welcome to. Thank you. Bye.